What's going on, everybody? It's Luke here from Play Like a Jet, and I want to have a discussion with you today, an honest discussion about Joe Douglas and the way he's attacked the wide receiver position in the offseason thus far. But I want to start by saying this. I think the Jets have done a really good job in free agency. I think they got great value out of the tight ends. I think they're going to be a huge upgrade to the offense, and I talked about them in a video yesterday. I thought DJ Reed was a savvy signing. I hadn't seen a lot of tape on him. I liked it. Laken Tomlinson, a huge upgrade at right guard, solidifies the interior. But wide receiver was such an important one for me, not only because of the way it can help Zach Wilson develop, but also how important it is to an offense in 2022. This is why I didn't like it. I understand people saying, well, we're only in March right now, and you're sitting here complaining about, the wide receiver position. We haven't even had the draft. I get it. But my issue is the strategy behind improving the position. Because right now, your wide receiver 3 and 4 are Braxton Berrios and Denzel Mims. That is not good enough. For a decade, this team has been plagued by shallow and weak wide receiver positions. It was part of the downfall of Sam Darnold. You saw guys like Deontay Burnett in there. Even in 2021 with Wilson, they had guys like Jeff Smith coming in, catching balls from late in the season. We can't have that situation again. They may add a rookie, but they needed to add a veteran first. I've said all along, this would have been my strategy. You get a vet, someone who you know can get 1,005 touchdowns, that kind of caliber of receiver, but also one that doesn't have guaranteed money past 2022. An Amari Cooper, a Robert Woods, Brandon Cooks, to make a move for Allen Robinson. Because then you can decide in 2023, do you want to take Corey Davis, who has no money left? Or do you want to take Amari Cooper? Do you want to restructure him? Then you also draft a receiver at number 35 or 38. They're your main 4 with Berrios and Mims' depth. That was the very easy blueprint for Joe Douglas, and I think he's missed a trick. But on top of that, you're relying on Elijah Moore to take a huge leap as the wide receiver 1. I thought he was fantastic for that stretch in the middle of the year. Games like Miami, he just took over. But he's also been injured 3 times. He got a concussion against Denver, had an injury in the preseason, and then hurt himself late in the year as well. Corey Davis, he had the drops last year, never had a 1,000-yard season, and he was injured too. Hamstrings are a tricky thing, and they really plague receivers. So not only do you not have the depth, but you're relying on huge steps up from your number 1 and 2 as well. So that concerns me. The second reason I don't love this philosophy is the draft class. Look, I understand people like Wilson, they like London, Burks, lots of flavors. I love the depth. I think if you're picking a receiver between 25 and 40, you can get incredible value. But I don't like any of those guys at 10. I just don't like the tape. You can disagree with me. You can say I'm an armchair GM. I don't like those players at number 10. But the bigger reason I don't like it and this philosophy is that you're pigeonholing yourself into taking a wide receiver early. What happens if the Jets take Thibodeau and then Sauce Gardner falls to 10, but you feel so boxed into a corner that you have to take a Garrett Wilson or a Burks or a London that you just don't like as much? It's a possibility now, and drafting for need is always an issue. I guess the final thing I don't like about the strategy of really not addressing the position in free agency or via trade, which is what I wanted more, is that you're relying on rookie production. It's really easy to get caught up in this world that Jamar Chase and Jefferson and these guys had incredible rookie seasons. Wide receivers just pick it up like this. That's just how it happens in the NFL now. It's not the case. Tommy, who does incredible work with Play Like a Jet, I'm going to drop his @ in the description. Go and follow him on Twitter. He had a statistic. Out of the last 40 wide receivers taken in the first round, only 4 have had 1,000-yard seasons. Now, look, I'm not saying that's how you judge a receiver, but the Jets need help in 2022. Zach Wilson needs help for his development. Joe Douglas needs help because if he goes 6 and 11, he's 12 and 38 as a general manager in the NFL. He may not see the 4th season. And that's the reality of the NFL. I know it was a bad rebuild, and I know Gase was there. They're incredibly poor circumstances, but he needs to do a better job attacking them. Because look at Cooper, look at Woods, what you could even get Brandon Cooks for. These are day 3 picks. Being in love with those picks is how you become John Idzik. I understand that people think Eccles is, a chance to be a good receiver in the league, and he could be. But right now, he's a depth piece. So's Sherwood. So's Hamza Nasruddin. But you can get a bona fide starter and someone that gives you security and then go and draft a wide receiver. That was a no-brainer for me, and I think Joe Douglas dropped the ball. Let me know what you think, guys. Look, I don't want to sit here and be critical, People think I'm doing it for attention. I don't get clicks and likes because I'm negative about the Jets. People want positive. They want positivity spewed out all the time. And I love that too. But I'm going to be real with you. And that's my take on the Jets wide receiver position.